Now let's bring in CBS News law enforcement contributor and former deputy commissioner with the NYPD, Richard Esposito. Richard, thanks for being with us. You have been following this obviously from the moment it happened. Now there is a suspect in custody. What happens next for this Luigi Mangione?
I think what happens next, Chris, is happening right now. They're taking all of the evidence they've gotten when they arrested him, his laptop, any other electronics he had with him, the elements in his backpack, and putting all that together and adding that to the evidence they've already collected so that they put together the strongest possible case as they get ready to extradite him to New York.
By all accounts, it sounds as though he was caught with a treasure trove of evidence in Pennsylvania.
Certainly, it sounds like he had a written document. It's been described as 3 pages, handwritten, which points to motive, which points to mindset. It sort of explains what made this Ivy League student with these great degrees in computer science go in the direction that he went.
Is it amazing to you when you think back at it, because I know obviously you look at this differently than the general population, but to think that just by him basically putting that mask down for those few seconds at that hostel, that was the police able to get that image, circulate that, and then in Altoona, Pennsylvania, a customer at a McDonald's recognizes this guy.
You know, if you had to find a bright spot in a horrible incident, that's it. How that few seconds of image, that image on video, was the thing that led to a witness saying, "That's the guy, I'm calling the police." It's pretty incredible.
Your thoughts on just the investigation, all told, as it stands up to this point, the work the NYPD was able to do, how they were able to basically canvass the entire East Coast to find this guy relatively quickly, considering what they were up against?
I think that's a really important point, that it is relatively quickly, given his ability to evade surveillance, given he was wearing a mask. He clearly thought this through. I think now one of the things that they're going to be looking for is, how did he know when this man, Mr. Thompson, was entering that hotel? How did he know to lie in wait? I think that's a question that remains open, and be curious to see what the police department discovers.
Yeah, that's funny. That was kind of my question back when this first happened, because his meeting wasn't until 8 o'clock. It was about 6:45 in the morning. And he had showed up 5 minutes, apparently 5 to 10 minutes before actually committing the shooting there. So, you know, how did he have that timeline so close, especially now that we know that he was in a Starbucks shortly before? There's still so many questions to be answered here.
Right.
Now, so what are the next? Extradition, I know, is the next step, but what's the next legal play here with the NYPD, and what happens with this man?
I think they're going to work closely with the district attorney now. They have a series of questions they want to ask him. Those questions and his answers will help determine how they go forward, what kind of substance to the complaint that they bring against him.
I know it's difficult to profile these things or have a suspect that you're like, oh, well, it figures it was him. But to see this kid who was a valedictorian, a 26-year-old, Ivy League educated, that this is the guy that actually did it, surprise you at all, or does nothing surprise you in this day and age?
You know, everything surprises me. That's kind of why probably we do what we do. We're constantly fascinated. But he, it just was, how did he go? It's like he jumped tracks. In a sense, this guy seemed on a wonderful path, had all the right degrees, all the studying, and a set of philosophical, passionate beliefs, and yet they somehow led him to an action that's almost inexplicable by normal standards. He killed someone, allegedly, for his beliefs to make a point. As he put it, he knows it's going to cause, not to quote, but paraphrase, pain and trauma, but it had to be done.
Yeah, to take a life like that and then to throw your own life away, it's terribly troubling on both ends.
Exactly. Yeah.
Richard, thank you again. Always great to talk with you. We appreciate it.